Good morning, students. My name is Elesomi Tokpe Joseph. Now I'll be taking you through mathematics. Our topic for today is perimeter. Perimeter. Okay, we are going to look at perimeter. Now let's start with the lesson objectives. As a student, what should you know? At the end of this lesson, you must be able to identify some plane shapes with their properties. And you must be able to understand the concept of perimeters in some plane shapes. Then you must be able to define perimeter. Okay? Now let's go. Let's start with some plane shapes and their properties. And in this case, we'll be looking only at a square, a rectangle, and a triangle. That's what we'll be looking at in this section. Okay, let's start with a square. Let's start with a square. We will look at the properties of a square. As you can see on my screen, I'm having a square. This is a square. Okay, this is also a square. As you can see, the pictures that is just an example of a square. Then let's look at the properties of a square. Now, what is a square? So the square is a four-sided figure with equal lengths and angles. When you see anything like this, that has all its sides equal. So properties of a square is, number one, a square has four sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is four sides. Then all its sides are equal in length. What is the meaning? If this is 2 centimeters, everything else also will be 2 centimeters. The next we look at is a rectangle. As you can see on the screen, this is a rectangle. This is a rectangle. Okay? A rectangle is also like a square with four-sided. It's also like a square with four-sided. This is a rectangle. But the only difference between a square and a rectangle is that a rectangle has two unequal sides. That is, only two sides are equal to each other. This side is equal to this side. This is the length and this is the breadth, which is equal. So only two sides are equal to each other. Okay, properties of a rectangle. Number one, a rectangle has four sides, yes. Then two of its sides are equal. That makes a rectangle. The next that we look at is a triangle. As you can see, the way this is already showing that we are having a three-sided plane figure. This is a triangle. As you can see on your screen, this is a triangle. From the word tri, tri means 3. So that means this is another plane figure bounded by 3 lines. Is another plane figure that is bounded by 3 lines. And the equality in the length of a triangle, equality means equal, depends on the type of triangle. So when you are saying that the length of a triangle is equal, you'll be looking at the properties based on the type of triangle. Okay, maybe in our next class, maybe in our subsequent classes, we'll be looking at triangle in full details. But note that a triangle is a plane figure with 3 sides. Properties of a triangle. Number one, a triangle has 3 sides. I've mentioned that. Then a triangle has 3 vertices. What is the meaning of vertices? Where 2 lines meet is called vertices. As you can see, this is a triangle. So this line meets at this point, Then this line meets this line at this point, and this line meets this at this point. So these are called vertices. A triangle has 3 vertices. The next we are looking at is perimeter, because that is our center of discussion. If you are saying perimeter, 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 in a simplified manner, just to bring it down, when you talk about perimeter, if you are looking at a square, a rectangle, and a triangle, it's just the sum of all the sides. The sum of all the sides. What's the meaning of sum? Sum means addition of all the sides. Though we have some formulas that we'll be using to calculate the perimeter of a plane shape, we will do that. But if you look at this statement, yes, I want you to look at this very well. Say the perimeter is the distance all the way around the outside of a 2-dimensional shape. 2D here means 2-dimensional. 2-dimensional, like your square, like your rectangle, they are parallelograms, or trapeziums, they are 2-dimensional. Now, what is the meaning of a perimeter? Perimeter means the distance around a 2-dimensional shape. Still talking the same thing. We are still saying the same thing. That is the outer boundary, the addition of everything. That is the outer boundary, outer boundary, outer boundary. So if you're talking about perimeter, it's like outside. It's outside. So that is the meaning of a perimeter. But for the scope of what we are looking at, we only be considering a square, a rectangle, and a triangle. How do you find the perimeter of a square, perimeter of a rectangle, and that of a triangle? Okay, now here are some formulas that we need to note about perimeter. If you are looking at a triangle, for instance, if all the sides are A, B, and C, the perimeter of that triangle is A plus B plus C. Then if you are looking at a rectangle, is the addition of all its sides. I will explain to you how to get that. It's very, very simple. Then for square also is addition of all the 4 sides. As you can see here, that is 4 multiplied by the side. That will be L plus L plus L plus L. L in 4 places. That is why we have 4 multiplied by the side. Then because we have 2 unequal sides here, that is why we have 2 multiplied by length multiplied by the width. So then we have circle, but for the scope of this, we are not looking at circle. We are only looking at a square, a rectangle, and a triangle. Now, I'm going to give you this as your take home, just to check what you've done, just to evaluate yourself. You have to give me 2 examples each of objects that are square and rectangle in shape. Then you give me 2 properties of each of the following plane shapes: the property of a square, as we've mentioned, the property of a rectangle, as we've also mentioned, and the property of a triangle. 2 each. I think we've come to the end of today's class. Thank you very much. Bye.